Hello, everyone. I'm Momita, and today we are going to explore the science of astrology. So, this has been a very interesting topic for me for a long period of time because I had learned Vedic astrology, Western astrology, horary astrology. I think the only thing I left out was electional astrology. So, I mean, if you look into any form of astrology, you will see there is some accuracy in how they describe you, yes. So I had been wondering the science of how the planets influence us. Like, how can planets, which are so many miles away, have an impact on our personality or destiny? What is going on? So, 10 years back, I had a working hypothesis that probably the only scientific force that can influence us from great distances is gravity. Because think about constellations, think about planets which are nowhere close to us. The only force that can have an impact, even from great distance, is gravity. Even though the forces are weak, they still may have some influence. They might be creating a gravitational field based on the locations of different planets in different position in the tapestry of our solar system. Maybe that has an impact. So that was my working theory. There's no way for me to validate. I've never heard anybody talking about that. So today I want to channel a being who's going to explain how the planets actually mechanically influence our destinies, shape our personalities, if at all, or what is exactly happening. Like, why do we rely so much on astrology? Is there any truth to that? So let's explore. Good evening. We are Michael, and we are going to take you on this amazing journey of astrology, of planetary positions, and how they impact your life. Allow us to download a few information in this channel. Give us a few moments. So, we will build upon what the channel had suspicion about. So, there are many things about gravity that you don't know yet. Gravity does not only exist in the physical sense, but there is a quantum aspect to gravity. So, as this channel rightly suspected, there is a connection to gravity in the influences that you have. So, as you already know, that in the physical sense, there is space time fabric where your planets and your sun and the other constellations are floating. Sure. And these are not fixed. As the sun moves through the galaxy, so do the planets revolving around it, moves through with it. And when the sun keeps moving across the galaxy, it changes its position in where it is in the galaxy. So your planets are also pulled by the sun in its trajectory while they are still revolving around it and also experiencing rotation. So the positions of the different constellation in the galaxy changes because your sun is moving across the galaxy. So think of it, say the Andromeda galaxy is here, the constellation is here, and say millions of light years away, your sun was here, but over a period of time, it moved in this direction. So now the sun is here on space-time. It has changed its location. So what was applicable in this era when the sun was here will not be the same when the sun has moved across space-time, because what the sun is doing, going on an upward spiral in space-time, it's going an upward. That's why you will notice that how much you have progressed as civilization, as humanity, across who you used to be and the facilities that was available in your past versus now. There was no internet in the past. There was no industrial revolution in the past. So lives were very different for people who were born in the 1600s or the 1700s versus now. There has been progress. Life has become easier, more convenient, and comparatively more fulfilling with higher life expectancy rate because of medical advancements. These happened through ages as the sun moved from a lower realm to a higher realm in the galaxy. So how does that influence? So you have to understand from the universal evolution perspective, all planets and galaxies have a spiral path across space. It could be either upward spiral or downward spiral. So when planets, galaxies, Milky Ways, constellations move in upward spiral, there is development, there is evolution, there is movement towards enlightenment. When it moves closer to the central black hole of the universe, which is holding everything in place, when it comes closer to it, the golden age begins. And when all the celestial bodies move further away or in a downward spiral, moves away from the center, devolution begins. So right now you're on path of evolution, progress, because the sun is moving on upward spiral. And this is a cyclical nature of going up and down, up and down. This is the overall theme. Now coming to astrology, when the sun changes its position across space, it comes closer to certain galaxies and moves further away from certain influences. And based on how close it comes to different constellation, its overall trajectory is influenced by the gravitational presence of these constellations, because gravity just doesn't exist, as you know, in space-time alone. Gravity has also an influence in the quantum realm, because the closer you are to something, the more it has a degree of influence towards you. So if this is a constellation and sun was further away from it, then its influence is weaker. But when sun moves slightly, even by 1 light year closer to it, its influence is heightened. And that small delta of influence can be huge for the life of any being born in your solar system, not just on Earth. That is a huge difference because due to the presence of different planets and constellation in a specific configuration when you are born, it creates a very specific gravitational field in space-time. You could say it creates a very specific mold for your body due to the specific location. So every moment this mold is changing, and it kind of creates like a womb in space as to who or what you will be when you are born. It's kind of defines your personality, your characteristics, your overarching theme based on your personality archetypes. Because as Yeshua had spoken in another video on archetypes, when the sun is moving across space, it is also moving through the bodies of archetypes. So that also comes into the picture. So there are many factors influencing the whole birthing process. So astrology, the snapshot of planets that you see at your birth, is just a snapshot of the planets, of where they were, and including the constellation and your rising sign, of where they were when you were born at that moment. What was the gravitational configuration that was conducive for your birth? Those can have defining experiences for you. Because as Hod, the god of technology, had described in another transmission, that you are created by trapping light into a gravitational mold. So when light comes and gets trapped and is not able to escape and keeps rotating, moving in a specific pattern within a gravitational mold, that is when you are born. So you are basically light beings, beings of light. And this mold of exactly what it will allow and what energies it will not allow defines your personalities, because light will behave very differently within different gravitational fields. Every microscopic changes in the gravitational field defines a very unique characteristics. Light manifests different characteristics when the gravity is different. That is how your minute characteristics develop. Now, when it comes to destiny, now here is where things get a bit dwindling. So understand this, that your nature, your personality is destiny itself. So the astrological combination tells you who you are as a person and what kind of choices you are more prone to make. Remember, astrology, the predictions about your future, is more of a probability prediction, which is why it is a 50-50 hit or miss. Because as a person, when you grow and when you develop, many of your characteristics which were inherent for you would have changed. You were born with certain characteristics, but you evolved in many different ways. So your destiny is not fixed or written in stone. There will still be some major themes like the archetypes playing in your life, but the outcome may vary from individual to individual depending on how much you personally develop yourself, how much you grow as a human. If you have a tendency to not change and have a fixed mindset, then you will have a higher degree of probability of the astrological predictions working out for you, because you don't change. You are unchanging from the moment you were born. But the more you change personally, the more you personally develop, when you release your traumas, you change your limiting beliefs, then you move towards new trajectories of destiny that was not predefined at birth, because you are defying your own mold. You are changing yourself as a human. And this is the gift of destiny. You can change your destiny. It is very much possible. And the mechanics of destiny change has been described by Green Tara in one of her transmission. You can check that out as well. So in this manner, you can understand that astrology does have influence, but it also does not control your destiny from the start to the end. It depends on your personal development, how you want to change your life. So, in that sense, you do have some degree of control over your destiny. To what degree is defined by your soul's evolution, as described by Yeshua in another transmission on manifestation, or my transmission on manifestation. You will know that even though you have 40 to 50% control over what you manifest in physical life, the remaining 40 to 60% is not for you to control. It's by your higher self. So it's a combination of many things. It's not a simple, straightforward, black and white thing. So I hope that clarifies your understanding about astrology, and we wish you a good day.